No,
yeah, get up. I'm waiting you and Kana. Get up. Kana, look behind you. They wait.
I'm coming, I'm behind. I'm behind, I'm behind. I can heal you if you come to me. We have splashes, guys. Yes, flash. Oh, is it? Within the fight, within the fight. I won. Chase. Them. Oh my god, I'm Go Nesh.
Welcome back to the LEC. I'm Ginny, joined with Odo and Victorious Nuke, where we're going to be looking after this interesting day so far at the LEC. I want to put you both to the test. I'm going to show you a couple of clips, and then you guys are going to have to guess which one of the LEC pros was on it, especially after they're dead.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's a matter of how well do you actually know your fellow opponents, maybe teammates. I mean, sorry about that, you're tired. Alrighty, let's jump straight into it. I would, first of all, also congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Great way to end the regular split. Looking forward to seeing you in playoffs. But clip number one, let's look at it. You can look at it on the screen. What team is this? Who is it? What are they doing?
Okay.
All right. Okay, you have to write it down on the whiteboard. You can't just look at the screen and nod.
Okay, my bad.
Okay. The replay behind you as well, if you need to like really
I
dig
really need
deep.
as much help as I can. Oh my.
Isn't it your job to watch the games?
Okay, finished.
All right, let's put up the guesses. Look at you first, Nuke, because Mkoi, Rogue, Jojo, Mirren, GX.
Opponent. I forgot who they. I forgot.
Your biggest op?
I forgot who they played today.
It was not
Okay.
Jack, no?
You know, I would love start with you, Nuke. Why do you think this was Jojo on Mkoi?
I remember.
You can't say that you remember. You have to give analysis.
No, okay.
Hey, that's rigged. That's rigged.
Sorry. Jojo likes to TP a lot to help his mate, but the thing is that he was alone, and yeah, I think they just inted, so yeah.
They just called
So it
him
had to be the
Yeah.
American.
Yeah.
Oh well. Why did you
Beat
think
up
it
on
was?
the import.
Why did you think it was GX?
Because they also had a sign in the game.
So you're actually just playing it based on.
True.
I mean, Jinx is my old team, so I would have been happy, you know, if it was.
All right. Anyway, scrap that. Let's go to clip number 2. It's gonna start playing on the wall behind you, on the TV. Take your time, look at it. Who does this kind of stuff? And why are you both already laughing? What's
It's so iconic.
Yeah.
Ring around the rosies? And we're just waiting for that. You know, I see this a lot in solo queue actually, where people really try to get that pink ward and then unfortunate circumstances.
Oh my god.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm good now.
I'll start with you, Odo, because you were late last time. Jackie's and Hillisang, and you think Jackie's, Hillisang, GOAT. You added GOAT with a smiley face, so I would love to hear your analysis.
It was crazy mind game. He kinda like...
Was it?
He kinda owns him, you know. In this play, he was like going forwards. He's playing with his mind until he
But
does.
he's doing that to everyone, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you would fall for the same trick, because when he does this in the brush, you're like, there's just
Yeah,
no way.
okay, I will stay because I thought he would int, but in this case it was good. But that's why he's the GOAT.
So he would have caught you as well.
Probably.
Probably. Probably.
And you had it right because you probably just remember the game. So.
Oh, I did the segment just earlier. With
Yeah.
clip.
All right. Clip number 3. Let's roll it and have a look at this one. A little bit of analysis in terms of what team we think did this.
Ooh.
Honestly, this person has a driver's license, I think.
Pretty good.
It's
Right?
pretty good so far. Is he gonna stick the landing?
Lambo,
$1,000,000
okay.
question.
Okay, nice try. Oh, he died actually.
Okay,
I'm
who do we
sorry
think
for-
this is? Write it down. Let's go. Let's get to it. Oh, you got caught lacking with the empty whiteboard. Thank you, camera person. That was really funny.
I wonder what the Ziggs was today.
Yeah, I remember.
Guys, you can't
you
go.
remember
No,
it?
I don't
Oh,
remember.
of course you remember.
No, I don't remember. It's my
Break.
pure guessing, my pure knowledge. Okay.
Why do you both think it's the same person? Odo.
Oh, okay, true.
Well, because I also remember it because I watched the game just probably like he did, you know, because he remembered, obviously.
I didn't remember. It was my pure guessing, my pure thought.
Oh.
Okay, let's
face of
actually
it.
dig deeper here into the analysis then, because Mkoi, right? This is a team that has been doing really well. What are some of the mistakes that you see them do when you play against them, Nuke?
I mean, Koi, usually they like play a lot of times too aggressive, and this kind of like I think against good team, it kind of backfire every time. I don't consider us a good team yet, obviously, but it's like if you see them playing against good team, like for example G2 or like the type of stuff, you will like actually see the over-aggressiveness.
Would you agree with that statement? Do you think MKOI, one of their biggest downfalls is that they're over-aggressive?
I do think so, but I also agree with this statement that they're not a good team, so that's why they can't beat them right now.
Exactly,
but come playoffs,
Do you have your own opinions?
No, I mean I'm here to just make him shine, you know. So
all right, let's play another
I'm just gonna make him look as good as possible.
Last clip then, because no opinions here so far. This is a 2v2.
Oh my god! I remember this one.
Of course!
No, but it was my game. Like
I mean, you remembered all of them today, so I'm not
So it
surprised.
doesn't count. It's rigged. But what about this makes it scream that it's your game? Was it because you entered too hard? Was it...
Because I had my camera on them when like they were screaming 2v2, and then I watched. I'm like, okay, they will solo kill Poggers, and then I see Ice E in, and I'm like, oh. You know.
Okay, let's dig deeper into that, because you're saying, oh, you're seeing ICE in.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe sometimes when you're playing these fights, some of the people on BDS can be a little over-aggressive?
I still okay. It's not over-aggressiveness. I think it's mostly nerves. You know, like we're a new team. We need to learn from each other. Like.
You're not that new.
You guys played together last year. What do you mean?
I played with the Ice, but not with Boom, Joel, and Paris, right? So yeah, it's just like cohesion, and if we get the good cohesion, the over-aggressiveness or like the ints will be transformed into Pog move, you know?
Wow.
I love the lingo.
That's kind of like what solo queue teammates would say. Oh, it was like calculated aggression, but I'm not good at maths.
That's also why you guys are dumbing down on the team comps, you know? The brother in the top lane is playing a little bit more now.
Yeah.
I thought you said you were here to make him shine. That's like bash on him. But let's look. You know what? I'll make this all better, because we're gonna give you Kia Player of the Game. You actually did earn this. This is your 4th one, which, if I remember correctly, you are tied then with Raz. So you're both like.
You got 4 out of 4?
Yeah.
Actually true.
Oh, you're that good.
Damn.
Low-key rigged, no?
Yeah, it's the emote at the end, yeah.
All right, well, thank you both, gentlemen, for your very great analysis of I Remember. I truly appreciate it. We're going to be, that is it for us here, so thank you. And we're going to be heading over to our casters, Dagda and Hysterics, for our next match, G2 against Team Heretics.
Oh yes, we are back here again. We are your casters. And I have one thing to say to you. One, G2 need to end strong. Otherwise, I'm just going to start saying things like it's not G2 split. This is not the G2 of old. G2 are disappointing. I feel like I can say that this time. And remember, you told me off. You said, no, Hysterics. G2, it's only week 1. I think I can say
like that. Yeah.
Now it's different. They might be 5 and 3, and people go, "Oh, they're top 4. Oh yeah, oh look at me, friend." No, top 4 for G2 is not good enough. This team needs to finish 6. Otherwise, I'm going to start putting question marks out there. Otherwise, they finish with Giant they finish with Vitality, they finish amidst the teams tied in 5th. Dagda, is that not enough of a speculation?
But I think the thing is, for G2, they've gone back to basic, fundamentally good League of Legends.
Yeah.
I think that's what is working for them at the moment. Like, you look at their last few compositions, it has been, hey, we're going to have a tank in the top lane. We've had K'Sante, Cho'Gath, Ornn. We're just going to go for something that is decent DPS in the bot lane. We're going to play through a strong mid jungle, and we're just going to make sure we can play for late game team fights with decent scaling. Because there's no more of this, like, hey, we're going to go for Sylases or Akalis and try and play through side lanes and try and play for, like, funkier compositions that need a lot of communication and coordination. It's, hey, let's just press or and see what happens. So
I like that that's what G2 are going back to, because you can see this is still a team that's working and figuring out what gels for them. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a very similar story coming into this series here. I mean, I like that point, right? Because my reaction is definitely to what we've seen during the split, and I guess you're right. In recency, it has been a better G2. I just want to reiterate, finishing strong would be a good look for G2 going into playoffs, and especially against Team Heretics, which they have had a bit of a run themselves. Like, I think Heretics have been better than we expected here, but I will just keep you up to date with the pick ban before I go down this rabbit hole, because they're thinking about what they can pick. It's obviously going to be the Corki here. It is a show, since SkewMond is the Nunu OTP. That would be a good way to end the split.
It would be. I mean, maybe, but I think against like something like a Maokai, it's a miserable time, because you're like, hey, I'm going to roll this ball into the middle of you and immediately get ulted. Vi, on the other hand, works out quite well, and I think this is where you can go for. I mean, we saw Caps go back towards the Ahri when the last time they picked up the Vi, but I do think just having, hey, we're going to go for team fights. We're going to play for simple and easy to execute team fights. Works out great.
Simple, easy to execute.
That is one, but you need engage. Leona still the primary support on the patch outside of the rel. Maybe it's just a handshake deal like we got in the last game. I mean, that has commonly been the go-to. No one's really picking up this Alistar as a response. Instead, with these early roams, these early aggressions, is that English? You know what I mean. It's just about who can roam better.
I rarely know what you mean.
Rakan,
What I do understand is, like, I think the reason we're seeing the Leona prop up more is because she has that long range, non-committal engage.
True.
And when we're seeing a lot of range compositions come into the meta, it makes sense to try and grab her early, because Rel is great if we are going head-to-head and just headbutting each other essentially, because then you're all close range and I get a lot of value from that big AoE ultimate. But in the case of you're not really having that kind of long range ult that you can try and snipe people with, just works out a little bit better. Rakan, also one that has a ton of mobility that can look for these engages, but neither side here is really committed. Sorry, at least on Heretics side, you've never really committed to a composition yet. So I wouldn't be surprised to see things like the Jason that banned out, try and get some of them away from Heretics. Whereas on G2 side, you are definitely looking at some sort of dive composition. Maybe Broken Blade wants to go back towards another tank like the Ornn.
True.
So Ambessa kind of signifies that. I think a Jace ban as well, more than likely going to be on the cards here for G2.
And Ambessa a lot of the time. I mean, by the way, first of all, I'm sad we haven't seen Renekton as an option into it. It feels like a pretty good option, and Ambessa.
This is because you're spamming Renekton and Solo Queue.
With hubris. Thank you, Ericon. Yes, but as Talia's banned away, it's because, again, it's more variety in the top lane. Gnar also gone. You know, maybe we do. Again, as you said, we just get an Ornn for Broken Blade that they're kind of fishing for here with the setup.
Yeah, maybe they're just saying, hey, look, we don't mind if you take the Jace. We're going to go for something like the Ornn, and then we saw in the last game what happens if you try and look for the terror dives against the Ornn. So we'll just terror dive your Jace and come out in the lead anyway through the lane swap scenario. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Maokai, though, going to the top side is not what I expected.
Love it.
Yeah, it's a nice adaptation, and basically says, look, even if you go for the tank now, we have Maokai, which is going to be totally fine into that top side. So has Broken Blade got something funky that he can try and bring out in that top end?
Can he go Varus? That Varus top versus Maokai sounds kind of... Does it sound okay? I guess.
I think you just get locked up too easily. Like, the ultimate just chases you down. So there you go, Cho'Gath. Okay. So basically saying, look, Heretics with the Wukong, more than likely going to try and play into us. So Cho'Gath now gets that value. But what does Caps want to play in the mid? Because you're a little bit down on damage. I suppose Cho'Gath can help a little bit with the feast, so trying to get through the tank Maokai isn't too bad, but...
Does Azir go well here? No, ignore that. It's Ahri instead.
I mean, Azir wouldn't have been terrible, but I think they're just playing for an incredibly strong mid-jungle. We saw this already in their last game against Rogue as well, where they just want to try and play for a strength in that duo, and then try and lean that elsewhere on the map.
Or does Kamiloo then go Azir Dagda? So talk about strengths here for mid-jungle for Team Heretics. A lot to steal, actually. Remember, he can steal Cho'Gath ult, and he gets the permanent stack, so you get a big Sylas if he does get it. I'm excited, Dagda, because again, you talked about G2's ease of execution. Let's not forget that 2v2 yesterday, with its ease, ran the laning phase. Labrov had a great day. Hunsummer followed up and got fed as all hell. And all they had was, all right, we get set up through mid-jungle and we have Broken Blade on tank. This is your definition of easy setup again, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why I do like it from G2. Also, I'm a little nervous for Heretics because it feels like the burden of execution is significantly higher with their comp.
Fair enough.
Like, yes, you have Wukong who can set up team fights, but you're trying to do it against an Ahri and also an Ezreal that has a ton of escape. So trying to lock these carries down for the follow-up from a Corki, from a Sylas, I think is going to be relatively tough, especially playing in towards Leona and Cho'Gath, who can get a lot of value in those fights that are very close quarters. So I think for G2, they have a very clear game path of how they want to play the game.
Yep.
Whereas I think for Heretics, it's more about creating bedlam and seeing if they can thrive in that chaos.
I like Bedlam. I do not like Bed. Let's hope it is not the latter. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to get you excited as we get into this game, but we are starting with a pause. So we're not going to get the flashy lights because there's a pause. Hold your horses. Oh, yow! That's a pause! Nice one, production. Yeah, it's our last day, and they're like, joke's on you, we're going to show it anyway. No, come back. All right, we're going to find out what the issue is. I have heard there's audio issues, but maybe they're just trying to mute me. It is actually G2 who's initiated the pause. League officials, those are the people who are the officials. Officially
Of the league.
Of the league. Officials of the league. they've received a report of potential audio issues on stage. They're investigating. So the whole day is a crime, isn't it? Like,
I was going to say, is this related to the crime scene from the last one?
we should give them monocles and, you know, the spy glasses and hats. We should put our referees in like cool hats. How cool
just
would
make
that be?
them Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when there's an issue, hold it up to the screen. You called? Broken blade, take your hands off the mouse. We're going to have to dust it for Prince.
Who's Prince do you think you're going to find on Broken Blade's mouse?
Wait, it's Caps. They've swapped mouse. They've swapped mice. Nice graphic. Yo, hold up your signs. If our camera's going around on our last hour.
Wait, that's sick.
Yeah, that is sick.
Yeah.
Did you draw that?
I think so.
Hang
They're
on.
the things outside.
Camera doesn't want to focus. Let's focus a bit. Oh, never mind. It was a nice transition. There's an official now.
So, by deducing from my incredible dear Watson that Hans Sam is away from his PC, I think it's Hans Sam's issue.
Okay, I think so too.
No, I said it first. So.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, I get to be Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, and I'll be Watson.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know.
You even said someone else's name.
I then quoted Indiana Jones because I heard Sherlock Holmes and it rhymed. Oh, that's nice. That's some nice size. I'm sorry, yeah, I got the wrong movie. Wrong movie, you know. You know Indiana Jones, what's the kid, right?
Yeah. Where they do the thing with the bag and then they pull the...
Yeah, the swap. Yeah. That is a graphic. Yeah, let's put that on our show next time, next playoffs.
Okay. Where is that person? Can you explain what that is?
What is
Where
that?
are you? Which side are you on? Can I see that again?
Where's
confused.
the sign? I know you can hear me over audio, but I'm shouting to you in the crowd now. Who's got that sign?
Yeah.
What is
happening?
Who?
No, it's this one over here. Yeah.
Who? Did you hear that?
It's Kamiloo.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I didn't want to offend. I just wanted to ask what it was. It is a good drawing. Now, if you're sitting at home wondering what's happening,
so are we.
We've had an interaction with the audience. We shouted across. We didn't really hear much, but we have some translators in the audience. So that's good. Now, that looks like a serious issue, justified and finished. Hansama looks locked in. His hair is always on point, isn't it?
I think in general he is.
Like, who does he go? Because they're based in Berlin.
Yeah.
I mean, don't tell me the barber on live, because tell me later. But do you know where he goes?
No, not a clue.
Because I feel like I've got to see that person.
Do you think you could rock it?
Oh, no, I'll go something different. I don't want to take the Hans Mama look.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
I could. No, we don't say that on broadcast. I was going to say I could be Hans Papa, you know? But my name is not Hans Summer, so that wouldn't work. All right! Yeah! We're back! Today's a good day, except it's nighttime. Welcome to the night. G2 versus Team Heretics. And the crowd is alive with great righteousness and furious anguish. Those are big words. Medic would know what he's talking about, but he's not here.
I guess we'll never know that.
We'll never know. Now, Dagda.
Jakey.
Where were we? We were talking a lot about G2's comp and how easy it was to play.
Oh, no! No! All right, we need to find a different fan to yell at really quickly. Cameraman, get on it.
Get on it. Show us the signs. Yeah, we've seen those signs. I like the G2 shirt, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like...
Yeah, the cosplay is sick.
Yeah.
Shout out to the cosplayers here. I think we have cosplayers here like every day. Not to take away from the cool cosplays, but it's just the effort people put in. That is a dance. Oh, yeah. Rocking it is the crowd today.
Look, you should embrace that. Don't sit down.
Why is there a TSM?
We need a dance camp. That's what we need.
We do.
Yeah.
Why is there a TSM sign with XDD Lost Retonus win? Yo. Shout out to TSM, I guess. All right, we're back in. Yeah. Hey, hold. Don't get too invested in the game yet. We could be in for a little surprise.
I think we're good.
You say that.
Yeah, because apparently he was a Heretics player that wanted to adjust some mouse settings. So it's opposite issues, which means that now we should be sorted. We should be ready to go. And Heretics are invading on the bottom side.
which means G2 might be ready, need to be ready to go.
Yep.
But I think it's just to make sure that they can actually spot out exactly what the hell is going on. But it looks like we're standard lanes for the moment.
All we need is a carrier toilet break, and I think we'll be off to the races here for this game.
Well, Handsam gonna just make his way to lane. Yeah, this is bog standard, so nothing too crazy happening at the moment.
Now Broken Blade back on Cho'Gath, though. That's exciting. Reminder as well, both these top laners have sustain in their kits. Maokai spells versus Carnivore from Broken Blade, which is whenever he kills an enemy. That partnered with Overgrowth is pretty broken, considering that every 8 minions you get 6 HP or something like that. So Broken Blade's going to be looking good. Grasp, something that, you know, that guy with the Bounce sign would never understand. Bounce just doesn't play Grasp.
Yeah. But I think the thing is as well is that the Cho'Gath at least gets mana back as well,
Yeah.
which makes things a little bit easier for him to try and trade effectively against it. Plus you can kind of poke the Maokai through the way. But this is just going to be a tank battle. The bog standard, there's going to be nothing too crazy about it. And the fact is, no, like, lane swaps means that they actually get to farm and be the tanks that they were meant to be.
It's exciting, isn't it? Good engage there from Kamiloo. He's just going to take the brunt as he goes back. Orb Deception is a cheeky chunk. But Kamiloo has to all in like that as the Sylas, especially pre-6.
I was curious to see what route choice Caps is going to go, because we've seen kind of Grasp and Undyne really starting to come into the mix. We even got to see the Worlds, and still works relatively well on the range carries just to go for these quick heals. But Caps just hoping to poke him out a little bit more with some Ahri as Stend.
There's Ignite down as well. He flashes away because Arcane Shift and everything in the kitchen sink from Hunsummer was thrown. So good 2v2 again, starting off right as this repeat in duo lane from Hunsummer and Labrov is doing exactly what it did yesterday.
Yeah, not quite the double kill, but
No.
still a nice trade back, and they'll be happy to, not quite, I was going to say push Stend off, but Stend does have to be a little bit careful because SkewMond is on the bottom side and his jungler's path up top. So if you're SkewMond, even just taking a quick peek into this bottom side could end up netting you something, but I think that's why this ward has been placed down in that top end, just to try and spot out if SkewMond is going to try and come in onto the bottom lane.
Nice trading from Hunsummer. Mystic Shock doesn't connect. Still watching the 2v2. Stend has to walk up. Remember, his flash is now down, but it's turned on its head. Great Valkyrie. Hunsummer sidestep, but not today. Labrov is left in a 1v2. He's going to try and trade onto Stend, but a Gleaming Quill heals up, but no. Flakked played that well. And the first blood goes over to Team Heretics.
The early trading from Corki, especially when he hits 3, is absolutely obnoxious. The amount of damage that can come out. And also then the follow-up from Stend was just great. So despite being down in the early stages, it's Hansama that drops first.
That's a complete opposite to what we saw yesterday. Is I think that took G2 by surprise.
Yeah, it's got a caster curse.
It might be, but you know that's old. We need something new. Caster curses are so like 2009, no? 2010, 11. So
That's when we started.
Yeah, that's right. That's how old it is.
They're at least 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, that's old.
Yeah.
How
No. 2016 was only like 2 years ago.
No. Yeah, sure. It wasn't 9 years ago. God, I feel old as... With standard lanes comes standard responsibilities. So supports are roaming a little bit, looking to see what they can find through jungle. Some deep wards placed, I believe, on the way through. Or at least all I can see was one in river from Scuttle. So, excuse me, the only one placed is spotting SkewMond right now as Stend. Quick engage through bot. Yeah, Hunsummer just bullies him back, but he'll be fine. Gleaming Quill sustain with Sheo thinking about setting up for a dive.
Yeah, the bone plating is now gone on Labrov, which is why that trade looked very one-sided, but level 4 hit, I'm not sure how much they want to go for this.
I mean, Stend's still in trouble. Zed's blade is there, so he can't juggle. Sheo goes in first. Hunsummer has nothing, and now he has nobody. Dead again, this time the kill over to Sheo.
G2 tried to immediately go in the offensive, but I think it kind of backed. Okay. Yeah, well, I think it kind of backfired on them a little bit because it meant there was no CC then for the person that took the tower aggro, so wave will get crashed. Labrov kind of just being more of a nuisance than anything. He has his Ignite up, so I think with a full combo and W damage, he could kill
He's going to Ignite this Corki, isn't he? He's going to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Almost.
Oh, yeah.
Just out of range.
Also good play from Stend there, so he ends up using the Battle Dance to shield Flakked at the last second, and unless the damage actually hits your health bar, you won't get interrupted. So even if the Ignite did go out, Stend had protected Flakked, it would have been able to reset.
I want to put a side note. Fervor of battle, Leona would win there. Remember we were talking about it on Saturday?
You just gave me crap for saying that a caster curse was too old. And this is the second time this weekend you brought up Fervor.
That was 2017.
Oh, that's so different.
Or was it 2016? SKT versus Misfits. Quarterfinals. 17 or 16. Because 16 was Misfortune support.
Yes.
Or maybe that was 17 as well.
No, 16.
Oh my god, I can't remember.
Think so? Yeah.
I can't remember these league historic facts. There's 2 grubs for 1, by the way, is going to be traded up top as G2 think about trying to steal the last one, but there's more numbers from Team Heretics. The SkewMond probably has to say no to this, as yes, he does. Stend, no Q wind up from SkewMond. He now used it to get on out. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the fact that like when Bo first debuted in the LPL on FPX in like 2021, he had played Olaf, flash queued over a wall for red buff and stole red buff. That was his debut. But that information I maintained for some reason is not the angle here from Stend. Tries to get Hans Summer and Labrov. Why do I think about that? Why do I have that in my brain?
I don't even know how it's relevant to this game.
It's not. It's not.
I'm glad you felt the need to bring it up.
I had to.
Yes, I think for G2, they're just trying to opt in towards different lanes. Kamiloo still has the ultimate, though. He can chase it down.
All he needs is a Kingslayer, gets the landing, chain lash out, and last Spirit Rush to disengage. Caps is low. Flash still available for Caps. Kamiloo has run out of his ult.
Caps has one more charge, though. Goes in.
Oh, the flash. Duck flash away. Now Caps has him in his way. As Kamiloo charm at max range. The kiss of death from Caps.
Caps shows that he's just too good for the rookie as he managed to get the solo kill. Nice attempt from Kamiloo, but even if that had worked out, you still could see Labrov and SkewMond were in the vicinity as well. He was always going to fall. Sheo will be able to answer with the Dragon on the bottom side, but it's the kill to Caps.
Flakked just going to bully off Hans Summer in the meanwhile, but Caps with that kill puts G2 back on the map here in this game. 700 gold lead as well. And Caps right now the only lane looking like it's running over its counterpart. As we'll watch this again, I mean, this was a long, drawn-out 1v1.
Yeah, but look, I appreciate the attempt from Kamiloo. Like, he sees his angle, has the ultimate, now you got the Q down, and knows that he can close the distance, get the Kingslayer, eats the charm, but doesn't really matter. I think he needed to try and dodge this second half of the orb, and he would have been in a better spot, but just wasn't quite able to do so, and now he has no charges left, and I just clipped again with that orb of perception. And now Caps just feels comfortable go in, good flash away, knowing that as long as he keeps his distance, he can just buffer him down and make it all good in the end.
Clean in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kamiloo.
But again,
that was a nice 1v1.
I'd much rather see a rookie go for it. Like, too many times you've seen people talk about, oh, the Caps effect, which is people are just afraid to make a play because of the name and the legendary status that he has. But fair play to Kamiloo, like, he went for it, and that was very, very close to working out in his favor.
Yeah, you can go one way or the other, right? You can be, you know, quite scared. Scared's not the right word, but you can be reserved, right? Yeah. As you said. Or you can just try and play out the 1v1. It hurts that you lost it, but still, in the end of the day, Caps now has no summoners. His ult is back up, but we'll have to see what he does with it because he's got a bit of a lead. Kamiloo's going to have to really fight fire with fire at these objectives. 1 minute 20 until the grubs, by the way. That's the next one spawning. While we've swapped lanes, but still in a standard setup, where top laners are now just battling it out on the bot side.
Yeah, especially for, like, for Heretics, this game doesn't matter really in the grand scheme of things. Yes, they can catch up to BDS, but when there's going to be a draw for how everyone's going to be placed into playoffs, coming into this position doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
So Kamiloo can have a bit of fun with it and just make sure that he's happy out.
Soul Flare stolen by Kamiloo. 50 seconds till grubs. The action coming shortly.
To a theater near.
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep it for cinema.
Oh, I mean, you know why I did that? Because it's cinema today. Because as you said, a lot of these matchups don't have the same, you know, intensity that we had during the split. It's the end of BO1s till we get to BO3's Fearless and BO5's Fearless.
This is the last best, our second last best of one of the year.
Of the year!
Yeah.
Wow. And that means we get into some real innovative stuff. If our audience here today and people at home haven't been watching Fearless across the world, it's good.
It's kind of crazy.
It's real good. And we're going to see some of these more wackier drafts come out. And you start getting these tier lists of, like, what's good. You know, I think we're kind of preparing with that. Things like Cho'Gath, Ornn, showing the versatility of G2.
A Nivea top.
A Nivea top, that's right. That's S tier, obviously. So the grub takes for now, Dagda. Team Heretics started off.
Yeah, kind of got G2 in a decent position, though. If they want to try and follow, they just need Caps to start to lean over. But TP now from Carlsen in behind. This is going to send G2 running. I don't know if you want to try and contest now.
Thinks about it. Blast Cone taken. Nature's Grasp in hand. Now he's front on. No flanking angle. G2 moving from the left and right at the same time. Nature's Grasp is simply a zoning tool on one. They get 4 grubs in the end for Team Heretics, but Solar Flare, they're still in trouble. Zenith Blade taken. Quickness only onto one into the backline. You can see Caps has got their number. Rolls in first, and so does SkewMond. Team Heretics took this fight, and and now they have to live with it. A Rapture, a knock, and Carlsen will be blocked. Caps again. Oh, he takes it with the last auto. It's nasty, but G2 in the end just get all the blood to themselves.
It's 4 grubs for Heretics, but it's 4 kills for G2 off the back of this. And I think Heretics needed to commit to something. If you're going to go for the Void grubs, fine, but I really think you should have taken the fight, because in this position, you've already backed away too far. You're taking too much poke from Hansama, who's in a great position, and Caps reset after reset in this fight. Great flash forward there from SkewMond to, again, just continue this follow-up as they chase them down. And Caps, I think, having a bit of fun with it in the end as well, as he goes forward. Good cleanse from Flakked. Immediate, like that's a Captain Jack if I've ever seen one. Means that they're able to trade 1 for 1 against Caps.
I mean, 3 kills now on this Ahri. Caught out as we come back to live, though, as Zenithblade used to buy time, and Labrov is in the thick of it yet again. Hansama not going to block this one out because his support has flash, but still gets rocketed out. Labrov dies second time this game, and you got to remember, if you have hope in Caps, you better have hope in Flakked, because he's the hero of Heretics this game.
Yeah, Flakked is kind of popping off a little bit. 4 kills now. Journey Force already completed. He's in a pretty good spot to try and be the main carry here for Heretics. And Heretics have kind of shown they can fight back from some of these deficits. So still got to be a little careful here as G2.
I mean, I remember last year when we're talking about Flakked on the roster, that was like the remake of G2. Remember Team Heretics last year? People had Ghost Wonder. Yeah. And people were like, he doesn't have the carry power. That was the problem with Team Heretics all of last year. They don't have carry power. I feel like Flakked, at the first 3 weeks, there have been some moments of brilliance where he's shown that carry potential, right? And it is nice to see when that criticism, although harsh, seemed very fair for a team that lacked that step up in this game. Let's see if he can get it across the line. 1.1k gold lead. He's got a Trinity Force tier well and truly getting stacked, as you see top. Broken Blade, in the meanwhile, is going to be taking himself a nice bit of turret. Can't eat that one. If Cho'Gath could eat turrets, that would be so broken. First turret of the game goes to G2.
He just becomes the size of the turret immediately. It would like lean in towards like a Godzilla skin for him, where he just deletes the towers as he goes. But either way, Heretics set up a dragon. Big push on top side.
He's got a dinosaur skin. He's got the,
it's like prehistoric.
Yeah. He's just the bones. Second dragon for Team Heretics, by the way.
Yeah, and Euro's getting pushed for BB on that top side, so...
interrupt. Solar Flare. Kamiloo, Zenithblade. The CC layering is gorgeous. He just got lulled in, and Caps takes his free kill. 4 kills now in the mid laner, and he's still got it. Charm goes into the clone. Rapture goes nowhere. And Team Heretics now have to deal with this wave crashing in as G2 want to continue to dive. Broken Blade can take this one out. It's a quickness, it's a cyclone, but I still think Stend is boned. Caps gets the kill. Turret doesn't connect in the end. G2 are backing away. They've already got their killers. SkewMond actually died, so it ends up being a trade.
Yeah, it still, though, works out for G2 because they end up having to... they don't have the TP on Carlsen, so they go for the dive. Still a little funky. I think the calling on who to focus underneath the tower didn't quite go the way, but Kamiloo just didn't get to move. Great follow-up from Labrov on the charm. Then you get the immediate punch from SkewMond. Again, then more follow-up from Labrov. But here it gets a little funky because you don't really end up connecting on towards anyone here. And then there's a very split call because Stend goes one way, and then the Wukong is causing enough of a ruckus in the back, plus Flakked showing up in the end. Means that G2, they kind of take the kill on Stend and just sacrifice their jungler on the opposite side.
Kamiloo's having a good time. Like, every time, even though he gets close, he's like, ah, oh, man, that Caps. What a pain.
I mean, it's gonna be nice. It's the first time facing Caps on the main stage. And, like, but still, I think Kamiloo has unfortunately kind of been the butt of the joke for a lot of G2's situations.
Yeah.
And now you're still lining up Flakked again. He was in good position there to pick up the kill on that bottom side. It's now 5-1. So I think if you can, as Heretics, rally around Flakked, as you were already saying, I think you're in a decent spot, especially when you've got Rift Herald in 40 seconds. Well, he's in a pretty decent position if you can just hit people.
This Cho'Gath is large. Like, when's Heartsteel back up? Hang on a minute. Let's just wait and see. Broken Blade. I think the quote today was, you know, you get a lot of dopamine out of Heartsteel. I think that's what Dracos said. Might have even said that yesterday. It is nice. Like, every time you get I would die for a Heartsteel stack, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's
so the noise. It's just the noise is just amazing.
Bonk. It's so good. 61 is what Broken Blade's got right now. I think he's had about 3 or 4. But expect that number to go up on a 2-item Cho'Gath, who is level 12. And yeah, Broken Blade's going to be chunky again, isn't he?
Yeah, I think the problem is that, well, BB is chunky already with 2 items, but Heretics haven't really found a way to enable Flakked. Like, you can see kind of where they're all positioned at the back of the pit here, because they know Rift Shard's about to start, but it means Flakked loses out on mid push, G2 get to establish themselves in River, and Caps, who has TP, is now matching on bot side, so Heretics jumping into Broken Blade is probably not the best position to be in.
And into Han Summer as well. They're just taking free poke for the time being. Caps teleports in, and now he's ready to get in the thick of it himself. TP coming a little bit later from Team Heretics as they've already been poked out. Remember, there is a feast available here for Broken Blade, and even though Kamiloo has one himself, let's see which goes off first. It's a smite, actually, for Team Heretics, but eaten alive! Monkey on the menu. G2 are poking them out as True Shot Raj does exactly that. Caps goes over the wall, the charm into Kamiloo again. He can't catch a break. He flashes away. It's a good knockup. It's a good quickness. It's Corki land. But here he comes again. Hard steal. Stend and Flakked both running because they know it's gone down fast. G2 are being chased by a primordial beast. Run, Flakked. That guy's not human.
And there's nothing that Heretics can do. Stend had a sick engage, but they just don't have the damage to follow up. G2, they get the kill. They deny anybody picking up the Rift Shard on the back of the play as well. I can see as they go in here. So Heretics get the steal. Good job from Sheo. But everyone from Heretics has to back away. They don't really have anything left in the tank. Flakked ends up taking a ton of damage at the pit. And then the World's Mother jumps over the wall here to support Caps. So SkewMond ends up following up onto Kamiloo. But look at Flakked, his HP is so low. So he gets, all he gets is that one rocket into the middle before the rest of G2 collapse. And a good knockup from Broken Blade means Han Sama feels comfortable to follow over. But because that fight happens over towards the red pit, no one gets to pick up the Rift Herald Eye in the pit. So it's just all for naught for Heretics.
It really is. I mean, it's closer than I'm making it out to be, but every time a fight goes on, longer it goes on, no one from G2's really dying. Broken Blade especially, now 3-0-4. He might not be big yet, but he did get a stack on that last fight. And as he tries to defend top, or rather just waits for the push to come in with Team Heretics trading, it is going to be a 1-for-1. Might actually be a 2-for-1 in turret stack, because look at me.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because I think you just get mid-tower off the back of this as well. Carlsen's doing his best. Maybe too many members of Heretics around. Han Sama going to stick around for it. Carlsen, can he get the... Oh, no twisted advance, but... Yeah, G2 very close to taking it. So 1-for-1, still happy. And the difference is you're losing that wave on the bottom side as Heretics, whereas Broken Blade was already in position to pick that up on top. Yep. Now you're getting the Dragon as well. So still G2 coming out with a lot of these objectives. At least a lead on the objectives.
I mean, stopping the Dragon stacking feels like one of the main things as well. Rakan spawning in a minute, and that's going to be top side where Broken Blade sits with teleport, but just sits all the same. Invisible Wukong, it comes in, and guess what? Labrov sent under the turret. Caps as well, took me by surprise. Instant double right before Rakan. Nice pick from Team Heretics, and that was Sheo being sneaky.
That engage was sick. Like, Stend and Sheo just immediately jumping onto Han Sama. He didn't have a chance. The quickness, CCs them, then the follow-up from Sheo to get the knock-up. This guy doesn't have a chance to react.
Caps just got stuck in the middle. I'm curious to see the replay, because I was like, oh, it's just Labrov, but I think Caps had to pop the ulti at some point. Anyway, bit of a TikTok brain from me is Team Heretics. They're going to get TP'd on. Carlsen in a bit of trouble in 1v2. Heals up a little bit. Good Bramble Smash. Here's Broken Blade, though. That's all I think about each. Yes, another kill. The G2 song reigning supreme for Broken Blade for his 10th stack.
Is that the G2 song?
I don't know. Isn't that
I think you're trying to get his DMC8, but we'll watch the engage here, because Sheo goes over the wall. Quickness from Stend into the battle dance. Immediately closes the gap. They get Caps, then they end up getting the kill onto Labrov as well. So, sorry, it wasn't Han Sama went down, but yeah, it was sick. Like, really, really cool engage from Heretics there.
That's the song I heard from the crowd. Is that not it? Or is that some kind of like F1 driver's song? It's just not.
Yeah, I think it's just been repurposed.
Okay, right. So
it's like all the football tracks. They're all just existing songs.
True. Yeah, they are, really, aren't they? I don't know which one I was even singing.
No.
You know when UEFA came, when they had the football?
It's like UEFA?
UEFA? Is that what you call it?
UEFA.
UEFA?
Yeah.
Isn't it an E?
Yeah, UEFA. It's still pronounced UEFA.
But it's an E. UEFA. No?
No.
Really? What happened to FIFA?
They still exist.
Oh, okay. See, that was easy to say.
They didn't go anywhere.
But the problem is, I mean, I tried to learn the chants, and I forgot where I was going with this because it just caught me on UEFA. But the problem is, I was like, you know, anyway, I don't know where I am, Dagda. The problem is right now that G2, I mean, there's no problem for them, is there? I'm treating it like G2 in a bad spot. There's a 3k gold lead for mid and 2.5 for top.
Yeah, it's going pretty okay. Like, Flakked again is massive, but he doesn't really have a front line to protect him right now. And you say that as like, you have a Maokai and Wukong, you think, oh, this is fine, but realistically, these fights are happening so quickly, and G2 are operating so fast, it's kind of tough. You need engages like we just saw from Heretics, with Sheo being sneaky and Stend to follow him up. Like, this creativity, that kind of chaos that we talked about coming out of Champs Select is what Heretics want to try and live for, but right now, G2 just aren't really given the chance to play around this.
And right now, no lanes apart from bot really under Team Heretics control. G2 moving up towards Rakan, and it's just going to be the next go-to. Oh, let's reveal which one it is. Oh, it's the orange one. What a surprise. What does this one do, Dagda?
I don't know. Could you bring up the graphic?
Oh, should we talk about it? So if you guys don't know, this one, oh, it's voracious. I almost pressed the wrong button. I was like, let's bring up Ruinous Rakan. Low action. I doubt it, because we're about to have a fight. Team Heretics, run for your life. True Shot Barrage tags him, and now that Kamiloo's here, he needs a big ult to steal. May I suggest the Feast, as Broken Blade gets a hard steal stack off the clone. That's balanced. Nature's Grasp sets him up, but here he is zoning off the jungler. Reset going to come through. It's a split fight, but Team Heretics get their support in just right, but Broken Blade has already silenced the deal. Kamiloo once again running into the Ahri. This game has been the bane of his existence as Broken Blade starts the march. Left, right, left, right. Cap's going to do the damage so Broken Blade can sleep at night. Stend and Sheo, they're running to their turret. You can see that Han Summer ain't giving up the chase, and even though he's 1,500 gold behind, that Ezreal still means business as G2 move right back.
We've hit peak 1950 cinema as this Cho'Gath is just eating planes out of the sky as they come too close to him. G2, they just get the kills. They're going to move back towards the Voracious Rakan. They get the tower, and Heretics are desperately trying to do something, but the Cho'Gath's massive. He just walked to Flakked, and there was nothing. I love, because on Euphoria we talked to Flakked. He was like, BB was so kind and nurturing when I joined the team, and like, he's one of the people I connected with the best, and now Broken Blade's like, I'm taking all that back in this game.
He's a good personality. Dagda, run us through your thoughts of this replay.
Well, the thing is, Flakked, Stend, and Kamiloo are trying to split up the fight, but it's just, they don't really have anything to get Carlsen and Sheo in. So, Broken Blade just walks at Flakked, manages to pick him off. Kamiloo's now on the backside, and he's getting CC'd down. And Labrov then is happy to go forward behind Sama, because the only damage here really is Sheo, but you can see that's kind of negligible at this stage. So G2 just happy to run through, and I appreciate the effort from Heretics, but you kind of needed more threat from Carlsen and Sheo, or at least one of those tanks to be at the front line with the rest of your carries, and it just never happened.
And I mean, look, props to them, trying to find those skirmishes, that cheeky play through mid. But every single time we come to a full 5v5, G2 have their number, and Inatara now going down, as you can see. At least Team Heretics are trying to trade, but the question is, how far does it go? They don't have enhanced recalls. G2 are the only ones here who are going to be getting an inhibitor turret today. A Demolish proc. Broken Blade with 3 items with the Jack Show now as well, just whittles down those turrets. Flank time?
It was my ultimate, but
needs Han Summer.
Yeah. I think you're... This is again the problem that I saw with the comp was like, how do you actually threaten Han Summer or Caps? Because at every point in time, they just are so slippery. So even if you get this point to click onto someone, you might get returned.
There in return, yeah, you're right. And everyone's sent upwards. Here he goes again. Stack number 12. They're underneath with Rakan buff, and Labrov doesn't care. He'll withdraw while Turret's going to get beaten up. Caps is, meanwhile, in the middle of Narnia. Do not eat that Turkish delight. It comes with false promises as Caps still will withdraw. Burn down on Flakked. Oh, he's okay. Only just.
He's 70 HP.
Oh, my lord.
Completely fine. SkewMond, though. Just kind of see if you can sneak out people. Okay, nice escape there from Sheo, but still 2 more kills. The withdrawal was there. Now it's going to be Dragon for G2. Broken Blade doesn't have the ultimate to try and secure it, so actually, yeah, they're just going to back away, but still, they're happy. They got bot lane, inhibitor, like G2 heavily favored as the rest of this game plays out.
Oh, yes. By now, everyone's very aware of that. Let's watch another replay. It's cold in the winter here at LEC.
it's two members immediately get deleted, and Sheo's like, I got this, immediately goes for Labrov, because he knows exactly which way his bread is buttered. It's like, I'm not helping out on the top side of the fight. That's already done for. I'm going to see if I can get something for us on the other half. And at least they do get the Rakan buff off of Caps here, but it does nearly cost Flakked. That was a nice little thumbs up, but I think he was a little bit scared, more scared than the thumbs up would allow him to appear.
Yeah, the Leander's almost ticking over as we're back now in front of the Baron. One of the few objectives up and available. Dragon also on the bottom side of the map, but G2 want to get this game to push to end, as I think Stend was looking for a very deep flank while G2 are in their jungle and setting up the Baron. He's going to back away. He's now going to come front on with the rest of the team as Caps is just waiting in brush, waiting for a squishy member to walk in. He's not even at the Baron, which is just going to be feast upon, surely.
You even got the Lich Bane for Caps completed now, so he's going to pack a punch with those auto attacks after a full combo. So definitely Assassin Ahri, but Sheo, that's a Labrov.
Go for it again. A knock up, a Rapture once again, and there's a Carnivore in sight. Thank you again for another Heartsteel stack. A knock up only on the jungle, and guess what? There's going to be more in range. He's just running at them. Sheo has to flash away, and look, a new target. Flakked has to flash away from Broken Blade, even if he dies. This guy is David versus Goliath, but this time Goliath is winning as he runs forward. It's SkewMond who now takes lead, takes charge. He sets the loudspeakers up to let him know. And G2 are going to finish 6-3. That's the perfect way to go.
There was just no killing the Cho'Gath. They tried. They tossed everything. Plane, buildings, trees, but nothing could stop it. G2 will take the victory.
Little did we know, all it takes is a much better early game from Team Heretics and stopping G2 from getting a clinical win like that. Well-paced game. G2 ends 6-3, and I think we can start having faith again.
I mean, for G2, they went back towards basics. Good, strong mid jungle, solid team fighting composition, and Broken Blade on a tank that can just walk through everyone.
Well, you can vote for your key player of the game. It's a Broken Blade, SkewMond or Caps. I mean, Caps had some pretty banger moments as between Flakked and Broken Blade. That's nice, especially Caps as well. Well, I think Team Heretics can still be happy with parts of this game, but G2, I feel a lot better, Dagda, as I can tell everyone at home that after this last break, our last BO1 break, we'll have a pose-off with Broken Blade and Flakked.
Yeah, it's who owns the pose.
Who can do the best blue steel? What is, Broken Blade's pose.
No,
Top Gun pose.
It actually is Flakked's pose.
Oh, is it?
Broken Blade stole it. I'm never going to find out who's better with it, though.
Yeah, take that.
He doesn't like that. Look at him, he's a good boy, but he don't like that.
Maybe we could play some A-rounds or something like that. I mean, this is mad, right? New towers, new objectives.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Wait, is he switching lanes?